Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. This is Alpha 3.23.1. This is Adventure Beckons. It's the new patch, the new release, and I'm really excited to be able to share this update with you. In this video, we're very quickly going to have a look at what this update contains. And if you're looking to get started, if you're looking to get into Star Citizen, I'm going to just give you a bit of a background and tell you the best way to get started. I'm going to do an entire series, a Zero to Hero series, and that will follow on from this video. But this is just the first video. Keep it very short. Just want to go through the basics with you. So going to the website robertspaceindustriescom, you're going to see a few options here. If I click on games at the top, you're going to see that there is the Star Citizen universe, there is Squadron 42, and then there's RSI, which is the company. RSI, Robert Space Industries, is the real world company that built the game Star Citizen, or the simulator, because Star Citizen officially is a simulator, a space simulator. Whereas Squadron 42 is the game, and that's not live yet. It's still being built. Unless you purchased a long time ago, you won't have access to this. And the only way you can get access to Squadron 42 right now is you need to drop about £1,000 on a ship. And you don't want to do that. But bear in mind that there are a lot of people that are involved in Star Citizen, in terms of a team that's built the game, but also in terms of the community. And it's a very committed community. There's some incredible people, from cosplay through to influencers, content creators. You have CitizenCon, which is a live event where a lot of people, they'll meet up, and they're very passionate about what's being built here. You've also got people that are very angry that it's taken, over a decade to build this game, and it's still in early access, even though they've generated $700 million in revenue. So you could argue that the money that they've made through selling their ships, which are still classed as pledges for some reason. I'm not sure if that's a charitable or a tax thing, but whatever it is, they're called pledges as opposed to purchases. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to just dive into this now and have a look. So it's pretty much an open world sandbox. You can explore, you can fight, and that's fighting from an FPS on the ground with a gun type environment, to dogfighting, to dropping bombs on planets like this. There's a big array, and there's some phenomenal content creators on YouTube where you can see some like, if you look up Star Citizen Jumptown and you look at some of the battles that have taken place, there's just some phenomenal battles between hundreds of players, multiple factions. And it's really incredible, really is incredible to watch and to be part of. So, and then there's different earning opportunities. So you can pretty much forge your career however you want. You could be a pirate, stealing from people, or you could be a bounty hunter, tracking down criminals. You could be a delivery driver, or you could just sit on the surface of a planet with a mining rig, just mining rocks. Depending on what you want to do, you can be a transporter, you can be a hauler. You can do a research. You can go and you can do security work. You can be a drugs mule. You really do have quite a lot of options when it comes down to it. But ultimately, you want to be able to earn money. That money you're going to use to buy ships. So looking at the system, if we look at the Stanton system, which is the first main system, more systems are planned. But the first system, Stanton system, consists of 4 main planets. Okay, so the first planet is Arc Corp, Area 18. Now, each of these planets was bought by a corporation. This is Arc Corp, and so they own Area 18. It's very industrial. I wouldn't recommend starting here. It's a great place to live if you're more experienced, but to start, it's quite overwhelming. The next one we have here is Planet Crusader. This is Orison. This is a gas giant of a lot of floating clouds. Again, it's not too bad. You can get used to it. It's a lovely place. But if you're just starting out, I probably wouldn't aim for this one either, just starting out. Lorville, Planet Hurston. This is a very opulent. There's a lot of big statues, a lot of gold and black here. And it's kind of like very built up and very powerful in the center, but very desolate and poor on the outskirts. But yeah, this is a planet you can go and check out and look at if you're interested in. Not a bad planet. I wouldn't start here, but not a bad planet. I would, if you're brand new to the game, I would go for New Babbage, Microtech. Start out here. It's probably the easiest one to get to grips with. Still takes a bit of learning, but it's nice. It's got everything you need. It is a frozen tundra. It's out on the outskirts of the system. But New Babbage Microtech, there's a lot here, and you'll enjoy it if you're getting started. All right, then we have the security post Korea. We'll talk about that later. And Ghost Hollow, this is just one of the areas like Jumptown I mentioned. This is an area for PvP and some good adventures you can have around this area. As I mentioned, there's a big community into the game and a lot to do here. Now, if you're going to get started, the first thing I'd recommend is going to the pledge store. And what you're going to look for is the cheapest possible option. Now, you will need a game package. And so to do that, you just click on game packages. It will open up, or you can just click on view more. And what you're looking for is the cheapest possible game package. Now, you can choose what you're going to pay in. In this instance, it's USD. And you're going to want to buy the cheapest possible package. Now, there are, it's called the Invictus week, where they do discounts. There are discounts. You could normally get between 10 to 20% off, normally on things like the starter pack. At the moment, it is $54, but at some point, you might be able to pick it up for $40. 40 is pretty much the cheapest I've seen. But this is the base version. So even if you were going to start here, you've got to choose between a Mustang Alpha or an Aurora MR. It really doesn't matter which one you go for. But I guess if you were starting, I'd probably go for the Aurora MR. It could be quite tempting to upgrade. You might think to yourself, well, I'll just go for a CX-8 or a Cutter. You know, this could be quite good. And you might want to pay a little bit more money to get these, but you really do not need to. Even if you were going to upgrade to something like the starter pack here, the 100i, or anything else, I don't recommend it. And there's some options here. There's people that have spent hundreds of dollars. There's people that have spent thousands of dollars. And yes, there are people in this game that have spent tens and hundreds of thousands of dollars. There are. And so you need to be aware. You don't need to do that. There's also subscriptions. You can subscribe to pay a monthly fee and you can get some perks from that. You don't need to. They're nice things to do if you want to support the project and if you're in a position to, but please don't feel like you need to go for an ego flex to go and buy all of this stuff. Every one of these ships you can buy inside the game with in-game money that you can earn. So just start off with the absolute basic, click on more info, go for the starter pack, it's all you need. You just need to get yourself access to the game. Here is a Star Citizen digital download, copy of the game. You get 3 months insurance. You start with 1,000 credits and you get a self-land hangar. That's it. That's all you need. It's $54 to get started. If at a later point you want to upgrade, you can click on ship upgrades. You can take the ship that you currently have. Now, I've already done this. You don't need to, but you can take the ship like the 315P, for example, if you've got that. Let's just say I bought this, I've got this STV and I want to upgrade it. I can upgrade it to something else. So say I want to upgrade it to this, I click on this and I just pay the difference. So the difference from this to this is going to cost me $6. So I could trade in this ground transport. I can trade it in and I can get myself a CX-8 instead. It's going to cost me $6 to do that. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just showing you what is possible if you decide later. But to get started, just go for the absolute cheapest option just to get access to the game. Then you'll go ahead and you'll download the game and then you'll be inside the game and that's where the next video is going to take you. So that's all you need to know to get started. Again, the game is a little bit buggy. There are some challenges with it, but as long as your expectations are managed, it's a really fun experience and I think you're going to enjoy it. So I'm hoping you're going to enjoy this series and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.